has announced that the withdrawal is now more than 90% complete. This means that Afghan authorities are on their own in this battle against the Taliban.
We have spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of resources in improving the competency and the capability of the Afghan National Security Forces, and now it's their turn. It's their time to defend their people, defend their territory, defend their sovereignty. And it's going to be up to them now to do the work of the security forces for that particular country.
Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby also made it very clear that the U.S. will maintain robust over-the-horizon capability for Afghanistan if needed. Discussions were still on with the State Department regarding the nature of what that capability will be. Now, the United States has maintained that there's a carrier strike group in the region that could be useful if needed. Kirby has also said that the United States and NATO coalition partners will continue to support Afghanistan security forces.
As we've said, Abraham, we are capable of conducting over-the-horizon counterterrorism right now. It's difficult, but it's doable. And we are continuing to explore other options in the region to be able to enhance that capability going forward. We are having active discussions in concert with our State Department colleagues about that very thing. I don't have a breakdown for you right now of what that's going to look like. But again, it's important to remember we already have an over-the-horizon counterterrorism capability. We've got the carrier strike group in the region. We've got facilities throughout the Middle East that have and will continue to be of value in this regard, so we have that capability. As for the support for the Afghans, we're still working out what that contract support is going to look like. Once the drawdown is complete, many of those contractors are still there, providing that kind of support to the Afghans and the Afghan Air Forces as you and I speak, and we are actively working ways in which that contract support can be done remotely or virtually or even physically outside the country.
Meanwhile, Afghanistan authorities have vowed to regain control of all the districts that were lost to Taliban. Hundreds of military personnel have been deployed to counter Taliban terrorists. This comes after more than 1,000 troops were forced to flee to Tajikistan. Now, security forces have been deployed in northern provinces of Takhar and Badakhshan. This is where the Taliban have captured large swathes of territory and has met with little resistance here. Afghan forces say they are now focusing on securing major cities, roads and border towns. Now, National Security Advisor Hamdullah Mohib has said that more than 1,000 Afghan troops that fled to Tajikistan are returning and will rejoin the security forces.
Those that went to Tajikistan are coming back and are once again going to be in the service of their people in defense of Faizabad. They're being brought back. People are standing. It's war. There is pressure. Sometimes things work in our way and sometimes they don't.
Meanwhile, a psychological war has begun online. The Taliban has started using social media to post live updates of their takeover of districts. They're also posting videos of Afghan soldiers surrendering. In retaliation, the Afghan government released its own footage of the airstrikes on Taliban terrorists, mostly grainy and black and white videos of airstrikes obliterating alleged Taliban positions here. And for more on this, Nick Harper gets us the latest developments from Washington, D.C. Let's listen in.
US Central Command says the withdrawal from Afghanistan is well underway. 90% of all US troops have now left the country. The announcement comes just days after the US-led coalition left the Bagram air base and prison, the unofficial US HQ for the last 20 years. US troops handed over the base to the Afghan Ministry of Defense at the end of last week. Earlier this year, in May, President Joe Biden promised to withdraw all US troops from Afghanistan by September the 11th. That's the day that marks the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The 90% figure is the first time that the US has given a precise total on how quickly the withdrawal is progressing. But there are fears, even from within the US military and the intelligence community, that Afghanistan could now slide towards civil war, especially if the Taliban continues to make territorial gains across the country.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.